Here's a quick video on how I cut my brushes. These are the three main ones I use. That's a Grummacher number 2, American Painter number 2, and a Master's Touch number 1. And I've cut all of those the way that I like them. This is just some cheap one I got off Amazon. It's the only thing I had around to show you how I cut my brushes. You can see how much bigger it is than those, and it looks much bigger in person actually. But there's something hard on here, so I'm going to try to get it off. The ones I buy from Michaels are soft, and it's probably like a glue to keep the bristles firm and in shape, and so I just used a little bit of acetone, which I realized may not have been the best choice because it got really gummy. So I went and got some water, and it took me forever. Like, this is sped up like 4 times of me trying to get that paint out of there. So I keep going over it with a paper towel, going back in the water, trying to get all that glue residue off. You can't see it on the video, but the bottom of my jar is like coated in glue. But I finally get enough of it off where I can start to cut it. So I go ahead and I split with my fingernail and get the first section off. I try to do it on the sides versus cutting to one direction. So I split them off, and I go ahead and cut with my stork scissors and get that first set of bristles off. And then I go back and I flip the other side and I get a little bit more off. And after I do this second cut, if I need to go back in, I will, but I usually get as much as I want off with those 2 cuts. And then you can see that next to the other ones, how much I was able to get off and get those closer to the same size. But this one still isn't great because it's still kind of stiff and sticky. But I'm going to just do some quick little abstract lines here to show. And you can see it's a little bit more streaky, but I didn't put a whole lot of paint down, and the bristles are still pretty stiff. I could soften it up over time once I get the rest of that residue out. But the brushes from Michaels or Hobby Lobby are much better because they're pretty much ready to paint with, and they're soft. They don't have that stiff residue to keep them rigid in the pack like that. But I go ahead and finish painting this little quick design, and that's how I cut my brushes. If you have any questions, feel free to comment back or send me an inbox or something. The good thing about abstract art is, like I said, this brush is still stiff and not really how I like it. Just it made the design pop more because I started the lines that were messed up or not perfect. I started doing them a little bit thicker, and then I added in more thick lines, and it just gave a whole new look to something that was going to be random. I didn't plan on doing these thick lines, but it kind of just happened and I liked it.